You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 29th of July. Clash of the Titans as Indian Parliament discusses Operation Sindoor. Islamabad ramps up diplomacy to ease US tariffs on exports. And Hindus in Nepal and India worship serpent god on Naag Panchami. And now for all the details. In a major breakthrough, Indian security forces have gunned down the perpetrators of April 22 Pahalgam terror attack in India's Jammu and Kashmir. The development was announced by India's Home Minister Amit Shah on Tuesday, who opened the discussion in the Parliament on Operation Sindoor, India's military response in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack. We have a report.
In a major breakthrough against terror outfits, Indian security forces on Monday neutralized 3 terrorists in a joint operation who were involved in the deadly terror attack on civilians in Pahalgam on April 22nd. The development was announced by India's Home Minister Amit Shah in India's lower house of the Parliament, where he opened the discussion for the second day on Operation Sindoor, India's military response in the aftermath of Pahalgam attack. Sharing the details about the encounter, codenamed Operation Mahadev, Shah informed that the 3 terrorists have been identified as Suleiman, Gibran and Afghan Bhai, all Pakistani nationals. He said Indian Intelligence Bureau had been tracking the terrorists since 22nd May, with the first confirmation coming on 22nd July, after which joint operation by Army's Special Force Unit, CRPF, and Jammu and Kashmir Police was launched, leading to elimination of the terrorists.
कल ऑपरेशन महादेव में सुलेमान उर्फे फैजल जट, अफगान और जिब्रान 3 आतंकवादी सेना, सीआरपीएफ और जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के संयुक्त अभियान में ऑपरेशन महादेव में मारे गए और माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, ये जो सुलेमान है, ए श्रेणी का लश्कर तोयबा का कमांडर था। पहलगाम हमले में और गगनगिर आतंकी हमले में वो लिप्त था। इसके ढेर सारे सबूत हमारी एजेंसियों के पास है। मैं सदन को और सदन के माध्यम से पूरे देश को बताना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने बेसरन घाटी में हमारे प्रवासियों को, नागरिकों को मारा था, ये तीनों आतंकवादी ये थे और तीनों मारे गए।
While the discussion continued in lower house, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also initiated the discussion in upper house of the Indian Parliament, where he reiterated India's success during the week-long Operation Sindoor. Earlier on Monday evening, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar also detailed the diplomatic measures and actions in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack. Taking the floor, Jaishankar, in a clear rebuttal to repeated assertions by President Donald Trump, said that neither there was any conversation between PM Narendra Modi and PoTUS, nor there was any linkage of trade with halting military hostilities in any high-level conversations between New Delhi and Washington. He added all issues with Pakistan will be settled through bilateral means with no role of a third party. The Indian Prime Minister was scheduled to intervene in discussion in Lok Sabha later on Tuesday evening.
And Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar held a telephonic conversation with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Monday, with discussions focused on strengthening bilateral ties and addressing trade-related concerns, including tariffs. The call follows the in-person meeting between the 2 officials last week. According to Pakistan's Foreign Office, the 2 sides also exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. The sustained engagement underscores Islamabad's push for a trade agreement with Washington, while Dar has expressed optimism, suggesting that a deal could be finalized within days. No specific timeline has been given. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb is currently in the United States to further negotiations on the proposed agreement his second visit in just 2 weeks. During his earlier visit, Aurangzeb held discussions with US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. According to Pakistan's Finance Ministry, both sides had productive talks, with Islamabad stressing that a trade deal would be mutually beneficial. Pakistan is currently subject to a 29% tariff on its exports to the US, measures imposed under President Donald Trump to curb trade deficits with certain countries. Islamabad is seeking relief from these duties as part of its ongoing efforts to boost exports and revive its economy. Moving on, in a region already facing political and economic uncertainty, the climate emergency is yet another burden on the people of PoJK, one they say did not create but are being forced to bear the brunt of. We have a report.
The worsening climate crisis in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is drawing urgent calls for action from residents. Locals blame Islamabad for neglecting environmental concerns while relentlessly exploiting the occupied region's natural resources for commercial gains. A local raised concern over deforestation for fuel, forest fires in summers, and unusual flooding during monsoon season.
अब गुज़श्ता कई सालों से जंगलात की कमी के बायस और जो मौसमियाती तब्दीलियाँ आलमी सतह पर रोनुमा हो रही हैं, उसकी वजह से जो है ना वो बर्फ़बारी भी कम हो रही है। बर्फ़बारी कम होने की वजह से जो ग्लेशियर हैं पहाड़ों में, वो ग्लेशियर तेज़ी से पिघल रहे हैं और वो पानी जो है वो बर्फ़ का पानी नदी नालों में, दरियाओं में आता है। मौसम गर्मा में सैलाब भी आते हैं इसी वजह से। मगर एक बात जो है वो हमें समझने की ज़रूरत है, हुकूमत को उसके लिए ठोस इक़दामात की ज़रूरत है कि जंगलात का रकबा जितना कम होगा, इतना जो है वो गर्मी की शिद्दत में इजाफ़ा होगा, मौसमियाती तब्दीली का इलाका शिकार होगा। उसको कम करने के लिए आज़ाद कश्मीर में जंगलात बचाओ मुहिम की ज़रूरत है।
Activists in the region echo similar concerns, accusing Pakistan of plundering natural resources, timber, water and minerals, while offering little to no climate resilience support to local communities. Experts warn that without immediate intervention, the region could face irreversible damage in the coming years.
A New York police officer of Bangladeshi origin is being hailed as a hero after he was killed while saving lives during a mass shooting in a Manhattan skyscraper on Monday. The gunman opened fire inside a midtown office tower home to the NFL headquarters and several financial firms, killing 4 people before turning the gun on himself. The officer, 36-year-old Didarul Islam, was on a paid security detail when the incident unfolded. He leaves behind a pregnant wife and 2 young children. New York City Mayor Eric Adams paid tribute to Islam, calling him a man of faith who put his life on the line to protect others. He loved his city, the mayor said at a press conference Monday night. The 3 other victims have been identified as civilians. An investigation into the shooting is ongoing.
But today, 4 innocent victims are dead. Among them is NYPD police officer Didarul Islam, 36 years old, 4 years on the job. Officer Islam was married with 2 young boys, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. He's assigned to the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx. He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, shot in cold blood, wearing a uniform that stood for the promise that he made to this city. He died as he lived, a hero.
In a significant development, Maldives and Sri Lanka have signed 2 historic Memorandums of Understanding during Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Dissanayake's 3-day state visit to Malé. The agreements aim to enhance bilateral cooperation in key areas. One MoU focuses on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters, while the other promotes collaboration in diplomatic training, including the exchange of information and institutional resources. According to a statement by Sri Lanka's President's Media Division, the agreements will deepen ties between the 2 countries across various sectors. President Dissanayake's visit, his first to the Maldives since assuming office in September 2024, also marks the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the 2 countries. Just days before Dissanayake, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi also concluded a fruitful Maldives visit, leading to the strengthening of ties between the two countries. Moving on, devotees across Nepal and India gathered in temples on Tuesday to celebrate the sacred festival of Naag Panchami with prayers and rituals dedicated to the serpent deity. Take a look.
Hundreds of devotees gathered on Tuesday at Naag Panchami, a sacred pond in Kathmandu, Nepal, to celebrate the auspicious festival of Naag Panchami. Dedicated to the serpent deity, the pond features a prominent brass idol of the serpent god, which worshippers revere for protection and blessings. As part of rituals, devotees offered dubo grass, flowers, and rice grains mixed with red vermilion powder to the deity. The offerings also include milk, fruits, and milk-based sweets, accompanied by the lighting of incense sticks and oil lamps, creating a peaceful and spiritual atmosphere. Naag Panchami is observed on the 5th day of the waxing moon in the monsoon month of Sawan and holds deep religious and cultural importance across Nepal.
अनि नागले यो बर्खा ऋतुमा बर्खा बर्साउने जनविश्वास छ। नाग पूजा गरिसकेपछि नाग शान्त भयो भने नागबाट हुने प्रकोपहरू पनि हामीमा चाहिँ कम पर्छ। नागले चाहिँ आफ्नो कुलको पितृहरूको रक्षा गर्दै सम्पूर्ण भूमण्डलको रक्षा गर्नुहुनेछ।
Meanwhile, in India, priests at Ujjain's Sri Nag Chandreshwar temple performed sacred rituals, offering water and flowers to the serpent deity. The temple, which opens its doors to devotees only once a year on Naag Panchami, saw a massive turnout of worshippers seeking blessings. Rituals also included offering milk to the Shiva Linga of Lord Mahakal, adding to the spiritual atmosphere. Many devotees observed a day-long fast and made offerings guided by the belief that feeding milk to snakes removes obstacles and brings peace and prosperity.
बड़ा आनंदमय वातावरण था, उत्साह और खुशी के साथ इधर इंद्रदेव वर्षा कर रहे थे। सावन का माह और तृतीय सोमवार कैसा सौभाग्य और लाखों की संख्या में धर्मा अवलंबी देश विदेश से आकर के बाबा महाकाल के दर्शन के साथ नाग चंद्रेश्वर के दर्शन कर रहे हैं।
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.